What up, everyone? We're back in the Benz today, hopping out driving again, still car shopping, but not in this video. This video is in response to I was out and about in the streets. Somebody saw me in an ICNV shirt. Bam! Say, hey man, I seen one of your videos. I really like the S550. I was thinking about getting one. I'm not sure if I should get a 550 or if I should get an AMG. So, ultimately he said to me was that, I love the video. You did some great commentary on the vehicle, but you really didn't get that in depth with the vehicle. So I don't really know what the options are and so forth. But is there any way that you can do a little bit more in-depth video on the car? Let me see what your options are and how they work. So that's what we're getting into today. So let's pop the hat and get into a video on the actual in-depth review of this S550 Mercedes. Sorry I didn't give you what you wanted before. So as we out in the Mercedes today and giving you a more in-depth video on this vehicle and all the functions and options it has in it, I guess the best way to start this video would to be with what dominates the vehicle, the two screens. So as I look at the two screens, you can easily see if I hit the home button right here, you get a list of functions that you can look at. You get the trip, you can bring the navigation over. When you bring the navigation over, it actually takes up the center of the screen, as you can see, which is a cool feature because you can have your navigation right here. But once you put your navigation right here, even if you don't put it right here, let me correct that, but your navigation also pops up in the heads-up display. So you can see it in 3 different places. But moving on, like I said in my other video, if you put the radio functions right here or your media, this is how you can use the steering wheel controls to change the tracks and use it. Other than that, you have to go to the knob, which doesn't work if you don't have the radio up on the secondary screen. So as I complained about that and the things I don't like about the vehicle, I've just adjusted and adapted. But to control the radio, you really have to have the radio in one of these 2 locations. Moving on from that, you get pretty much the telephone functions. So if you pull your telephone up to the center screen, you can control your phone from there. You get the different graphics that this car shows. You can control the different functions that you see. And then you get to the service, which tells you just tire pressure, any outstanding services. You can set all this up so it displays on the center screen, which some of the stuff I don't even know why you want to display on the center screen, but you have that feature. But I guess realistically is what you have set up on the main screen is what you can control from your steering wheel, and that becomes the main function of it. As we move to the second screen, as you see right now, I currently have on navigation, but when I hit the menu button, it pulls up the different menu settings that I can go to, and you see it has nav, radio, media, telephone, vehicle. That's on the top row, and any one of those things you select gives you the function of that selected item on the bottom row. So you can select destination, positions where you're at, traffic. You can see the traffic you're facing with while you're in the GPS section of it. You can also see surrounding, you can see surrounding tourist attractions or points of interest and things of that nature. If you go to the radio functions or the media functions, you see programmable stations, how to control, navigate. You go to the telephone, you can look at your text messages. You can see which device is connected, your call list, your contacts, and so forth. So every menu has a different set of options, or every option selected in the menu has a different set of functions, which you can access and utilize from here. Now, the one thing I will say about this second big screen is I love it. It's one of the main factors and features that brought me into this vehicle, because it's something about them big screens that just say screams luxury. And if you scroll right past it, I got this button right here that if I push this button, it lets the rear headrest down because those 2 are power. I can let up the power shade in the back window, and I can activate the towing mode. So please hit the like button. By hitting the like button, you help get this video in circulation for anybody that is looking for this information. And I feel like this information is actually some good information to get out and share with others. So share the video. Share the video to friends, share the post, put it on Facebook, whatever. But share the information, because like I said again, this is some good information I'm putting out right now. And also, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing. Subscribe to the channel, join the ICNV driver community, help me reach my goal to get 1,000 subscribers before the year is over with. And you also get the opportunity to see more nice videos like this and other content I have coming your way. I guess the next place we should probably travel to, let's start with the door. So as you get to the driver's side door, as you see, you have the basic window functions, a button that full power folds the mirrors. You can control each mirror's viewpoint by pushing with a button. You got the lock and unlock features. You have the memory seat features. You have the heated and cooled features. Now, one thing I did learn by accident, if you hit this front button right here that has an R on it, it just lets you control the passenger side, or I guess that's for the right side of the vehicle, and you can control all the heated and cooled seat feature function over there. You can control the memory seat functions over there, which I didn't really speak about in the whole screen feature, but when you go into it, you can actually control the climate control from the center screen. So you can also control the vibrating or the massaging seat factors and the type of scent that comes into the car. It's so much you can do with this vehicle. And just by showing you that you can get into the massaging seat factors, which you can massage the driver's side, you can massage the passenger side. You can dictate how you like the massaging function to be. It can go up and down. There's different pulsating motions you can go. Trust me, they all feel so good. But I guess realistically, depending on how you're feeling, may depend on how you want the actual massaging functions to go. But again, all this luxury in this car, which makes me feel like a king. Like I told you before, I'm the king of this castle. So this is why I got this car, for all these functions. I don't utilize them daily, but it's nice to have them at my fingertips, at my disposal, at my convenience of when I want to utilize them. Let's go back into what we have on the dashboard. So as we get back to the dashboard, if you look at the top in the left hand corner, this is all the controls I have. So you notice the two red lights on the steering wheel and the car driver. Those kind of go in tandem, hand to hand, because when the light's on, it allows the car to control the steering wheel. What's that for? Because if I take the steering wheel button off, it won't navigate the car back into the lane. But if I leave the light on and I'm drifting out the lane, it guides me back in. The two lines on the vehicle that you see, that's your lane departure warning. So if that's activated, it will keep you inside the lines at all times. It works differently. When you're in adaptive cruise control, it actually guides you back into the lane. When you're just on regular driving, I think above 35 miles an hour, you start drifting out the lane, what it does is it beeps and it slows the car down because you're actually outside the lane to get your attention to pull yourself back in. But again, it may even slightly guide, actually that's what it does. So when you're drifting outside of a lane, what it does is it'll brake and slowly drift you back into the lane. Cool feature, I guess. What's next to it is what everybody's used to seeing, I'm guessing, at this point in time in your life, is parking sensors. Let you know if you're close to another vehicle or so forth while you're trying to park the vehicle. To the right of that is the 360 camera, which I will tell you, I did not know that was actually an option. I thought all S550 Coupes came with a 360 camera. But what I really learned later is that all the early versions came more loaded and luxurious. So that's why I always saw the 360 camera. But if you look at them later on in production, they start stripping some of these options off to make them cheaper vehicles to afford. So if you don't mind, or if you want the 360 camera, which I think is a beautiful feature, as you see how it shows you all the angles around the car, then you may want to look for that. where you see the driving with the moon above, that's the night vision. That's one of the main options I had to have in this car. I'll put a link up here at the top so you can actually go check out the night vision review I did. I know it's not the best, but it gives you a quick, simplistic look at the night vision option and how it works, and you can probably see why I truly wanted to have it. Moving on, the next one to the right is the controls for the sensors, where it pretty much does adaptive cruise control and things of that nature, whereas it will stop the vehicle for you. It will, if someone runs out or you aren't paying attention, the car stops, it will slam on the brakes for you. Trust me, I've had it done. It's not a great feeling. It slaps the seatbelt real tight, which jerks you into the seat, and then it slams on the brakes and stops the car. Another thing it does is, while that button is there and activated, is while you're in the adaptive cruise control mode, it will pick up a vehicle in front of you, and if that vehicle slows down, your car slows down. I was also seeing in other videos, I haven't really tested out myself, that with that activated, you can almost mimic every move of the car in front of you. So if the car in front of you swerves for a pothole, your vehicle will swerve around the same precise moment for a pothole. If that car turns right, your car is going to turn right. So it does a lot. Again, I haven't really messed with that, and that's one of those things that's in my navigation screen in that owner's manual that could give me a better understanding of how it works. I just had no desire to utilize it. But I was told the car could do it, and I've seen videos with it being done. So it's out there. Look it up. It's all on YouTube. I'm sure you can find some. Now, one thing about my S550 is it has a lot of options. And if I truly go through all the options on this car, it can possibly take me over an hour to go through every single experience or option that this car has. So I will say this, when I was looking for my S550, I was looking for one very well equipped and pretty much maxed out, minus having the AMG package. And that's pretty much what I got. The only thing I didn't get was the sport package, which, if you're looking for resale value or return for trade-in value, that is a great option to get. But it's kind of hard to find a car with all the other options and that option, so I kind of sacrificed it. This car has the first generation of Mercedes autonomous driving, and that's why it was so key to get that actual steering wheel and the lane departure. And I say that because with the steering wheel lit up, the Mercedes will engage and drive itself only if that steering wheel is lit up. So you can have the lane departure features on, and it will keep you in the lane, but without the steering wheel lit up, the car will not make driving corrections. I feel like that's the purpose of that button. It's to let you know, or for you to acknowledge that you agree to let the Mercedes-Benz make steering corrections during your drive. My car also had a rear power shade. That was a beautiful option. I used it quite a lot. It helps prevent the sunlight from coming on the back passenger's neck. Realistically, I rarely had a full car with my Mercedes. I think I've only used the back seats a total of 9 times out of 3 years of ownership, but the rear shade was a nice option. I did make it an important factor to myself to get the upgraded sound system, but here's the key with the sound system. The sound system is truly for a more refined sound. The sound system, to me, spends more time amplifying the high notes, like the xylophone and things of that nature, and you get less rhythm, or should I say a bass feel out of the car. That was one of the drawbacks I had with the car. The sound system was amazing, especially in concert settings and things of that nature, but in my opinion, the car never had enough bass to support the type of music I like to listen to. So if you're not more into a classical or orchestra sound, the sound system in this car may be slightly disappointing for you. Inside the glove box is a bottle that you can refill with any type of scent you want. I typically drove around with Black Magic and a cherry scent. And what you do is you actually put it there, and you can program inside the car that when the air conditioner's on or the heat is on, the car will shoot a scent into the car for more of a relaxing and mellow appeal. It's actually quite unique, and I really loved it. It was my first time experiencing on a luxury car. I know now more cars are coming out, or more luxury cars are coming out with that feature, but the Mercedes S-Class Coupe was the first car I ever owned that actually did that. Overall, the S Coupe, especially when it's nicely equipped, is one of the most refined luxury vehicles you can actually purchase. And considering they came out in 2015, you can actually go out and find some on the market for a very reasonable price in today's market, as they are well over a 7-year-old vehicle. If you're in the luxury car game, or you're just looking to own one of the most superb luxury vehicles ever built, I will have to recommend the S550 Coupe. There are some slight drawbacks to me, but they may not be drawbacks to you. Overall, the Mercedes S Coupe is one of the most refined luxury vehicles you can actually purchase. It actually set the bar for the Bentley Continental GT, because they did not change their interior and step up their technology game until 2020, whereas the Mercedes Coupe came out taking the world by storm in 2015. This is truly an ultra luxury vehicle. There's nothing in its size or in its category, and once they add the convertible to the mix, it's hard to make it arguably the most luxurious roadster on the market as well. So if you're looking for a true luxury vehicle that you can get for a bargain, look at the Mercedes S Coupe, whether it be a convertible or a hardtop. The only thing that can truthfully rival this luxury vehicle is a Bentley Continental GT. And if you're looking to save the money but still get the same type of luxury and appeal, this is the vehicle for you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching ICNV Drive Edition. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, join the ICNV Drive Edition community. We have more great content coming your way. I do have more S Coupe videos coming as well, because I have several people reaching out to me about information. So I'm going to get that information out to you. So stay tuned, but stay blessed. And as always, I will see you in these streets. Until the next upload, peace.